tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Woo! Yeah! Welcome to the Blacklist AfterBuzz After Show, or AfterBuzz's Blacklist After Show. I'm Joe Braswell. I'm joined. We're back. I'm joined by Julie Cearley.
Hi, guys.
Hi. We're back.
You brought us back. Thanks for that.
You brought us back. We appreciate you guys, you meaning fans of the Blacklist, or fans specifically of this after show, for bringing us back. And there was a small chance that we weren't going to do this show.
We weren't going to do it. There was a big chance we weren't going to do it.
There was a yeah.
We weren't doing it.
and then you folks out there said, "Where is it? Where are you?" And then I got sad.
I got sad too.
And then we got sad, and then we
felt bad about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, it's been no secret that we were gigantic fans of the Blacklist, and then we were, less than happy with the Blacklist, probably, towards the end. Yeah. And then, I don't know, I think we still love the show, and we still love the idea of the show, and we love, of course, James Spader and the gang and the entire cast, and even Elizabeth Keene. And we're back.
We're here.
Because we can't. Where else we're going to go?
I mean, I was going to watch it anyway.
I know.
I'm not going to just stop watching The Blacklist. So we might as well come here and talk about it.
Well, a little bit of business. Joe Sanfilippo, I mean, I know this is going to shock a lot of you. But Joe Sanfilippo's not here.
He's not here.
He claims he will be part of this. He will be part of the 22 episodes we're going to recap.
22.
We should do a count as to how many shows he actually.
So we should
22.
place our bets.
So right now he's down
20, 2. We're counting this as 2?
Because we're doing 2 shows today.
Okay.
By the way, recapping both episodes today. Recapping both the Troll Farmer and
Marvin Gerard.
Marvin Gerard, yes. Today, I gotta tell you, I'm really genuinely excited to be back. I'm actually happy.
I kind of am too.
Yeah,
and we're here in the new studios.
We're in our new studios.
It's looking good.
For those who watch AfterBuzz, know we've moved. If you're just watching us alone, you know that. Well, maybe you don't know if you're watching us alone. It doesn't look much different from the old studios from the outside, from the eye, especially to the ear. If you're listening on YouTube, it
doesn't look different to my ears. No.
But we're in a new studio. New attitude, new lease on life.
New attitude, new season, new studio.
Go. Everything's new. So let's talk some Blacklist, man.
Let's do it.
So
here we go. I feel like I have to buckle in.
Yeah, I was kind of into the premiere. I gotta say, I was into the premiere, and a lot more than I thought I'd be. I was really into it. I loved it. And let's catch up where we were. So when last we saw Red and Lizzie last season, there was a lot of ish went down, causing Lizzie to become a fugitive, with Wrestler. And not only a fugitive, but she's accused of being a Russian spy,
and a terrorist, and murderer,
of
just all around bad person.
Yes. So Tom Connolly, who is not a nice guy,
no,
not trustworthy, but was the Attorney General. So that's no good. And and so that all went down. She's on the run with Red, and now the season picks up exactly where it left off, with her being on the run with Red.
And we had also seen them release the fulcrome.
That's right.
To the press
in the big PowerPoint.
Yes, the big PowerPoint presentation.
the big PowerPoint presentation, just showing everybody the evils of the cabal, which somehow didn't go that far.
Not
it's
really.
To the best investigative journalists in the world, and they all got all the information, And then all it takes is my man, the director, to come out and make a speech. Be like, don't believe that.
Yeah. Spin it back in his direction.
The PowerPoint, no. Lizzie, spy, yes.
Yes.
And it seems and it works.
Everyone's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, she is a spy.
Yeah, she must be.
But we do have a name for the director, which is cool. Peter
Capio Palace? I don't know.
Yes.
I couldn't really.
Yeah. So that's cool. David Strather there, and it's good to see him back.
We're just gonna call him Peter.
We'll call him. Well, we'll call him the director still.
Okay, I like that too.
I gotta say, I like the idea. I like the setup of Red and Lizzie being on the run. I like the setup of Lizzie after all this time, sort of spending this time trying to figure out Red and doubting him and folding her arms and stomping her feet and wanting to know and trusting him and not trusting him, that she's sort of forced to see what it's like to live his life, on one hand. So she gets to hang out with him, see what it's like, use all his contacts, do the whole thing, and see what it's like to sort of be Red Reddington. On the flip side of that, Red is watching his worst nightmare, which is this is the life he did not want for Lizzie. I mean, we assume for whatever reason, not because he's her father, but for whatever reason, she's come out of hiding. I mean, Red has turned himself in to save Lizzie, and now he seems to have endangered her more, right? So that's some irony there. Is that what they call that irony?
So. They do call that irony, yes, indeed.
So before we start going through this linearly, we're going to go through episodes 1 and 2 here, or episodes 301 and 302. Mm-hmm. What did you think of the first episode? Give me some first impressions.
First episode, I thought it was really fun. I felt fully invested. I'm back in 100% because I was really, really wavering at the end there, as you all saw and heard. But I like this concept. I like this idea of Red and Lizzie being linked in this desperate sort of way, on the run, using these blacklisters for their own benefit, to get them through, to get the truth out there, and to save their lives ultimately. So I kind of like that idea. Lizzie's blonde.
Yep, that was good. I buried the lead. Lizzie's blonde.
Lizzie's blonde, guys. And you know what? I think I like her more blonde.
I do too.
So far, so good. So far, I'm kind of into blonde Lizzie.
Me too. Wigless.
Well, this is hour 1, though.
Well, yeah. And someone, I think in AEW they mentioned that every season she sort of starts off with a new hair. She
does.
So it's just sort of like the new Lizzie.
Remember the wig? Season 1
How can we forget? I said wigless. We cannot forget the wig.
But I also like that. I feel like the show is a little bit more focused right now because we're focusing on their relationship and what they mean to each other, and not so much like, am I your father, am I not your father? Right. And then throwing in all this conspiracy stuff around it. I mean, that stuff has come to a head, and this is how we're dealing with it now.
Good.
I just feel focused. I've always enjoyed the show most when it was about Red and Lizzie. Yeah. I've said that from the very beginning, and so I really feel satisfied in these first 2 episodes. Right.
And we talked about how the show is a mix between the procedural and the big picture serialized show. I don't mind the big picture serialization. I don't want it to be so big where you start losing track of like, wait a minute, the fulcrum is Red. Like, you need the big board to sort of sort things out. I think I like how they sort of started to pare things down. And they did a little bit of that in season 2, and then in season 1. At the end of season 1, they
just killed everyone.
They could have killed everyone, reset, and then they did it again for the Super Bowl episode. And and then now we're in season 3, it feels like we're pretty tight here.
We started so broad, which just drove me insane. Right. And we were slowly, like you're saying, we're whittling down, and it's very focused now.
Yeah, I like this, and I like the idea. And Liz seems very competent here on the run with Red too. It's good to see them sort of like, for the most part, she seems kind of competent. I like all this, and I like that we still have a Ram who's awesome.
Always.
We still have Navabi, who's awesome. We still have Wrestler. What's the hell's Wrestler's first name? Fred Wrestler. Kyle Wrestler.
Donald
Wrestler. Well, Lizzie Keene, Raymond Reddington, Wrestler. Wrestler. And director Wrestler, I might add, because he's now in charge, of course. And we now see, the fate of Cooper, who was in the beginning episode, when had a really great couple of scenes. I think the first few scenes with Cooper, talking to Wrestler about what he did or didn't do, and how he did help her and he was complicit and you have to decide what to do with this information. That was good stuff. I'm I've been rooting for 2 seasons for Cooper to have more to do, and I thought that was really good acting there.
Cooper, it's really good acting. Cooper has really gone through it, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I think he is I don't know how to explain it. Like, he's seen the bad side of everything that he believed in. He's seen how slimy these people are. I mean, they gave him fake cancer.
Yeah.
It was fake cancer. They were killing him.
Yeah.
And I think now he has a bit more of not blasé. He still believes in what he's doing, but now he understands how deep the corruption goes.
Yeah.
So I think he's very matter of fact. And while he was more the wrestler type, playing by the rules, I think now he is more about instinct.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder. Well, we'll get into the wrestler and sort of where his loyalties lie and sort of where, what he'll ultimately end up doing. But let's get into the episode itself. I do like the appearance of my man. Oh my God, I forgot his name already. But Mr. Solomon, who is Cheese from Gone Girl. He's also in X-Men First Class, but I forget my man's name. What's my Eddie Egerton? Ed
he told you to write it down.
I know. If there's only a device that I can look his name up in. Anyway, Mr. Solomon, the introduction of him as a villain is very, 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 very cool, very menacing. That scene we see with the baby and him holding the baby, he's saying how fragile their skulls are.
Oh,
like, who is this guy?
Skull? Yeah, that was really
and then he's hanging out with the director, and that whole scene where they do that whole I hate you. Get over here, buddy. You so-and-so. That old trope. Like, I see a so-and-so like you, I might want to kill him. Not if I don't kill you first. Get over here. I love those. So they do that move, and which is cool. And then, but they're both equally bad. But it turns out my man doesn't have just any old baby. He's got Dimby's granddaughter. That can't be good.
No.
That's a bold move, and we still don't know the final. Do you know what? I mean, we can only assume it's to get to Reddington, right?
That's the assumption thus far.
Right.
But when he kidnapped the baby in order to get to Dembe, that was, I guess Red was on the run at that point.
Right.
Yeah, so it's to get to Red.
Because he kind of, when he confronted the director with that fake little thing saying you assured us that Reddington, didn't have the fulcrum. Now he released it. Now we're all compromised. Now what we're going to do. It's almost like I'll handle this now.
Well, yes.
And maybe they're using the Dembe to get to Red. We'll see how this plays out. But I do love that wrinkle.
I don't know. I really can't see Dembe giving him up.
Baby, the grandbaby with the little small fragile skull.
But Red saved him. He is fiercely, deathly loyal.
Sure. So this will be interesting to see how this works out. And then Mr. Solomon, talked about his loyalty and talked about his, his honesty or his, how do you put it? Like, I knew you would choke because you're a man of your word or you're a man of honor, or I forget. Anyway, so that's cool. So now we have Wrestler fully in charge of the post office gang, doing his thing, angry as ever. And he's,
I love that line that Red said to him, just because you got moved to first chair doesn't mean you can compose a symphony or something like that. I was like, that's a good line.
That's what Red's dad used to tell him. And
it's truth.
It's truth. So he's in charge. I also like how Aram calls him a jerk, just kind of like, he's a jerk. Yeah, he all the power he can muster to say jerk. But
still my favorite character. I love Aram.
He's
up there. He's top 3.
He's the best. So their kids are on the run. They are trying to basically get out of Washington, D.C. There's a blanket dropped in Washington, D.C., a hard perimeter, which Red Reddington suggests will be there pretty much unlocked for 1 week, maybe 2. And then when it softens, they'll try to sneak out that way.
Yes.
They go to one contact who has the dive bar, who's suspect at best with the shady girlfriend or whatever she's doing. The sister.
Tiffany.
Tiffany the sister.
Oh, Tiffany. The second I saw Tiffany, I knew she was bad news.
Bad news, right?
Bad news. Don't trust her.
Yeah, she called him the tip and then was like, was I don't know. She's bad news. But they hid down in the old basement.
Yep. Something of a bunker /
basement. Man, Wrestler is he's hot on the trail. Like
he's so close.
He's so close. It's like he walks in the door, like Reddington's boots like falling out, like walking. Like it's like he walks in, a door slams, and Reddington leaves. It's like they're right there every
he's just
time.
one step behind.
He's like my man. Oh my God. I just.
Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive.
Closer. Our thing. Why am I drawing a blank on my man from Les Mis?
Jean Valjean and Javert.
Javert! Damn it. He's like Javert! All right. If anyone's still listening, we're doing the Blacklist after show.
Keep going.
No, I'm sorry. So they do the whole bunker thing. He escapes. But more importantly, we get to once they found that cover's blown, there's only one way out, and it's to talk to the Blacklister of the week, the Troll Farmer, which is a guy who, and his team, who can basically, through social media and other things, almost not unlike, all my references are gone, never mind. Not unlike that Will Smith and Gene Hackman movie, which I can't remember. It's a team of young guys who can hack and do anything they can, which I can't remember the name of that movie either. But the Troll Farmer and his team are there to sort of provide cover digitally for Wrestler and Liz, right?
So what they do, what did he call it? He said the highly coordinated disinformation campaigns. That's what they do. So they put on these elaborate social media hoaxes that play on the fears of the public.
Yes.
And it sort of acts as a distraction in order to...
Enemy of the state. Thank you.
Enemy of the state. Yeah.
Yes, those guys.
But it provides a distraction or a diversion in order to carry out whatever the job is to carry out, whether it's for governments or fugitives or criminals in general. And just kind of a scary idea. And I feel like it's very possible. And I feel like it's probably happens.
Yeah, I like it. It seems
like it's a thing.
It seems like it could be a thing.
Yeah.
But I did like seeing the troll. We actually saw the Troll Farmer, and Liz was like, "Is this the Troll Farmer?" And he's like, But
also known as Chang.
Yes. So they go in. I loved seeing his team at work though. I like seeing the guys like sort of, fiercely typing and erasing stuff and checking that. No, the security camera there, and we'll move this here. And I thought that was kind of cool.
I also loved the girl who was sort of like Lizzie's double.
Yeah.
Her stand-in, and how she felt like she was standing in front of greatness there.
Yeah. Like she's like, wow, what's it like to be a fugitive?
Yeah.
What's it like? So
a little off-putting.
Yeah. So that was very cool. I did like that as a thing, although not a very menacing Blacklister. I will ask you, they seem he's been working him for 3 years. He does this thing, he helps him escape, and the Red just gives him up.
Well, he failed.
Oh, I see.
He failed. I mean, in one way, he was supposed to give him a week, maybe 2.
Right.
But I think he was kind of pissy with him.
Yeah.
The whole time he said, "I'm done. I'm not working for you anymore. This is ridiculous."
Right.
And he's kept him on retainer for 3 years, and I'm sure, shot him a lot of work.
Sure.
But
so you're okay
failed.
with Red just firing him, but not just firing. You're not just fired. You're like up. You're going to jail, pal.
Well, what is he going to do with him anyway? He wouldn't refer any clients to him.
I guess you're thinking very practically, very pragmatic thought here.
And he was insulting.
That's right.
So yeah, give him up.
All right, so I guess that's that.
He botched the job.
Yes. So they do the thing. Well, he didn't quite botch the job because Red got outside the perimeter and Lizzie didn't.
But Lizzie didn't.
Okay, that's true. So whatever.
And that's more important.
Yeah. So Lizzie, and I do like the way, sort of wrestlers solving this. And in general, this big, the big cat and mouse game between the FBI or whoever the hunters may be and the hunted. I like that in any movie. I like seeing that, whether it's the Bourne Identity and you see a big situation room and everybody's yelling and screaming and get this on the board, check all your sources, whatever that is, or we see it in the Bourne movies. We see it in obviously the Tommy Lee Jones, the Fugitive movies like you referenced earlier. I love a guy in charge yelling at a bunch of guys in a room to check perimeters and seal this off and close the bridge and all that stuff. Wow. I love all that stuff. Yelling a bunch of guys in a room. Clear the room. You good like that. Get him on the phone. Check all channels. Whatever. I'd be really good at not doing that job.
I like it when they say there's been a breach. I just like that phrase.
Yeah, they're really mad. there's been a breach.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So, that if the show is just that, by the way, if the show is just like wrestler in a room, in a situation room, yelling orders at people, but while Red and Lizzie run around, I'd watch the crap out of that show.
Well, that's 2 hours in. Yes, okay, that's what's happening. That's what we're doing.
And then every now and then, wrestler runs out to just chase people around.
Yeah.
And then goes, God, I had him. And then goes back to the situation room and yells at people. That's my dream show.
Okay, well, you got it.
Okay, I like
at least 2 hours in.
All right, so anyway, it does fail. Red slips past the perimeter. Lizzie's caught, right, or almost caught.
Yeah, almost caught.
And so she, in her first, I'm sure her first of many acts of going directly against what Reddington asks, even though Red has saved her life multiple times and is pretty flawless and is pretty good at what he does, and for the last 2 seasons plus has done nothing but protect her and look out for her and tell her exactly what to do at the right times. Like, Lizzie decides, not this time, Red. I'm doing it my way.
Well, she is not to be trusted alone. She just isn't.
I'm sorry.
She really isn't. But I mean, I don't know what other option she had. He didn't have an option for her either. Right. He just said, go find some place to hide.
Yes. And
she did.
Yeah, and it was. I thought it was pretty. It's a pretty ballsy move in that part. I don't know what the plan was beyond that. And she kind of got there. Anyway, we're talking. She decides, I'm going to the Russian embassy and declare myself a spy. At that moment, I thought, this is really, really, really super interesting. Because I thought, like, as a moment, I was like, wait, what? Is she a spy? Is she really a spy? Like, it got me. I was on some Evelyn Salt shit right there. I'm like, oh my God, wait, what? You know.
It was a pretty gutsy and bold move. I mean, she was using what the media was saying about her to protect herself. It's all she had. But dude, you could scream from the rooftops, I'm innocent all you want, but if the perception of you is that, no, you are a Russian spy.
Right. Okay. When dude rolled in the spot and was like, I know all Asians, you're not an agent, what do you want? That was cool. Like her
in episode 2.
No, episode 1. It was episode 2. You're right. I'm sorry, I'm bleeding them over. So that was the end of episode 1 where she says, I'm a spy.
My name is Masha Rostova. I'm a Russian agent. I work for the FSB, and I'm seeking diplomatic immunity.
Boom. Where's your Russian accent actress?
Oh.
No?
She didn't do it. She only did it on her name.
What was her name?
Masha.
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 I'm Masha Rostova.
Rostova. My name is Masha Rostova.
Anyway, so she's Masha, and so in episode 2, we find that that was the end of episode 1, which I thought was a very cool ending. I thought all that was pretty well done. I liked the idea. I pretty much enjoyed the tone and the pace of episode 1. I believed all of it, and I liked every second of it, and I thought it was a really good way, really clever way to introduce us back into. They didn't do a lot of, usually the last couple of years, they've done a lot of big bangs. They'll come in, they'll, like, someone's kidnapped, they'll do a big shootout, there'll be a couple big explosions. It's more of an action show. This is kind of turned into more of a suspense, sort of like, cat and mouse chase thriller, and I kind of liked it.
I love it.
I liked it. Like, a lot, they sort of ramped up the espionage and kind of toned down the big action set pieces, which there's nothing wrong with a big action set piece, but I imagine you can't just blow up, every black FBI black site every week. So I don't know. I guess every year, I should say. So I do like the way they began this season, and I was very happy to see that on all the pieces that were in place. I'm intrigued about. Director Mr. Solomon, Denbei, what's going to happen with Denbei over here? How is he going to be used? What's that chess piece? Wrestler, he's conflicted, whatever. Navabi's on to him, and she sort of knows. She
doesn't trust his
instincts. Doesn't trust him at all, doesn't trust his instincts. Cooper is admittedly, let Lizzie go, but, he's, was he cleared in the episode 1?
He was cleared.
2? Okay, episode 1.
He was cleared he was cleared of not being complicit.
Right.
But what was interesting was the wrestler going to him and saying, I was complicit. I let her go.
Yeah.
That was an interesting move. Was that to sort of relieve his conscience? Or?
Well, I like the way wrestlers playing it, which is like, I believe Lizzie, I'm on her side, but I got to play by the book.
Yeah.
It very much reminds me of back to The Fugitive, Tommy Lee Jones's line in The Fugitive when he has Harrison Ford cornered and he's like, I'm innocent.
I don't care.
Yes, that's right. Or I didn't kill her. I didn't kill my wife.
That's it, yeah.
That's my Harrison Ford.
I don't
Excuse
care.
Me. All right. That's your best Tommy Lee Jones?
Oh.
All right.
I
didn't kill my wife.
Stop it. I can't do it.
All right.
I got to practice.
I don't care.
I don't care. Okay, moving on.
All right, we're moving on.
Okay.
Anyway, like Wrestler's whole thing is I'm by the book. I don't.
Well, I think he thinks he could help her by bringing her in and protecting her that way. I don't,
Right.
but he doesn't understand the scope,
Right, I agree.
really, of what's happening.
I agree. And so that's that. So opening in episode 302, whatever which is we're moving.
Well, we also
from,
see before that we see that Dembe gets his granddaughter back.
That's
she
right,
gets the
excuse me.
antidote, but then.
She doesn't get the antidote.
Oh, she doesn't get the antidote yet.
No.
We know that she needs an antidote
needs
for
an
this
antidote.
nervous system.
For the crazy, which also seemed like a bit of a, not really a MacGuffin, but I forget what's one of those like weird plot devices where it's like, oh, she's all safe. Oh, perfect. But we did manage to inject a special toxin that we have the antidote for that will in 3 weeks might kill her unless you do what we say.
It seemed very mid-season 2 of the Blacklist.
Yeah, I'm like, huh? It's like, great, I got my granddaughter safe. I'll see you later. Oh, not so fast, Dembe. You forgot about the secret toxin we injected in her.
The secret time-release nerve agent.
That's right. The time-release nerve agent, which has exactly 3 weeks. Just in time for you to do our bidding. And we'll give you the antidote.
Now breathe this.
Yes. Okay. That was my Dembe impersonation, by the way.
Okay. That was really good. You're really killing those impressions today.
Well, Joe Flibbo's not here to do the voices and impersonations, so I'll just bury us all. All right, so there it is. So
that's episode 1.
Yeah, so episode 1 of the Blacklist, and for all of our, we can joke all we want. Like I said, I've said again, I like it. I love it. I love all of it. Oh, we should touch on Red's kind of touching monologue about like I believe you, I trust you. You can do. There's a woman. Katerina Rostova was the most resourceful woman I've ever known. She can escape anything. She can do anything. And she's like, I don't know her. That's my mother. She says, but you have the same DNA.
She lives in you.
She lives in you.
I don't know if that's what he said, but that's pretty much what he said. But it did give her like the balls to do what she did, and I think she's really.
Russians.
I think something.
I'm Russian.
I think definitely though. Now that we've seen episode 2, something in her certainly changed after that little speech, and she sort of is taking on that persona
completely. And I think that what they're setting up is a transformation of Lizzie. I think what we've seen, from, if we look back, and I think what we've seen from episode 1A, whatever, from through 101. Season 1 is a wide-eyed Lizzie Keene coming into the situation, now to this sort of hardened FBI profiler agent, and now this person is able to see both sides of the law and really transform almost into this espionage person, this spy person, which she has the DNA for. But I think under the tutelage of Red Reddington, who knows what Lizzie will be by season 4 or 5, So I think it's kind of interesting that we're witnessing this transformation.
Well, this is my favorite Lizzie Keene yet.
I agree. I like this Lizzie Keene.
So far, so good, Lizzie Keene.
Not the one,
all she had to do was
like,
just go light, dye her hair.
Yeah, the whole bit with her and Tom and the lamp and the thing and the teacher conference.
Oh, God.
Remember that, Lizzie? Like, he's at a conference. Who's this? All that stuff.
God.
Like, yeah. So
I do. I do remember. I do remember that Lizzie.
This is looking good.
This is a Lizzie I've been waiting for.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this Lizzie. So
44 episodes I've waited for this Lizzie.
Yes, I'm very excited about her. So this transitions us into the episode from Thursday night, which was the my man Marvin Gerard.
Marvin Gerard, number 80 on the list.
Number 80, who turns out he was actually Red's attorney.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't seem like, I guess not that high. Is 80? What's the lowest blacklister we've seen? It's in the 100s,
We've
right?
Seen the lowest?
Yeah, like what's our lowest ranking blacklister? That's a trivia question.
Oh, we've seen something in the hundreds.
Yeah, but is it like is the lowest like 102? Is it like 150, 199?
I don't remember.
We haven't seen any 200s, right?
No, I don't think there's that many. Do you think there's that many?
Yes, we don't know how many blacklisters are out there.
Oh, this is quite a network.
New blacklisters are created every day.
That's true.
There's plenty of room with the blacklist for everyone. But he's 80, which seems pretty down there.
Yeah.
But he made the blacklist as an attorney, right?
And he's not a bad guy.
No.
He's just doing his job.
Hey, man, he refused to breach client. What do you call it?
Privilege?
Yeah, lawyer-client privilege, even in that moment. So, but anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We opens up with Liz at the embassy, talking to the guy, as I tried to say, talking to my man, in the hoodie, of course, talking to my man, who I can't remember this actor's name, but was he from The Americans too? I feel like that guy.
I didn't watch The Americans.
Oh, man.
Are you talking about the first guy, Mikhail Kloslov?
Yes.
Just the one scene?
The one scene where he was like, I know every agent.
Oh, no, that's Alexander Raskovich.
Okay.
He was the FSB chief intelligence officer.
Okay.
She demanded him.
That's right. She got him.
Yes.
And I really like that scene. I thought Lizzie was good in that scene. I like the plan to sort of like, let me, come on, guy, like I can help you, you can help me. Let's stop a world war. Let's do this thing. And I like that sort of that ploy, but it didn't quite work.
Well, I think, it didn't quite work.
No.
Didn't quite work out the way she had wanted.
You didn't like it.
Not my favorite scene.
Not your favorite
Not
scene?
my favorite Lizzie Keene right there.
Okay, what happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
Well, first of all, when she went to I don't know when she became so, like, I don't know, badass all of a sudden that she could just walk up to the camera and demand something like this, and with her awesome
check
accent.
Check it out, KGB.
That awesome then she had an accent.
Yeah,
she had quite the accent.
I
don't know. Wasn't my favorite Lizzie, but it was still, it's fine. It's fine. I'm still in. I like it. She's blonde. It's cool.
Okay.
She has a hoodie.
Check it out. Yeah, she was very, I like the check it out, KGB. Let's stop a world war.
But I appreciated her plan.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good plan. Let's just lay it out for you. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
This is how I can prove it. Let's help each other out because we're both being accused of things we didn't do. But let me tell you who did do it.
Right. So Red.
The Cabal.
So Red, I like how Red sort of headed her off at the pass by going to see his guy, catching him in a, sort of a extramarital liaison.
A tryst?
A tryst, if you will. While his girl's in the shower. That was very cool. How many times have we seen Red Reddington, like this, the shot where someone comes out of somewhere and
sitting in their chair?
Well, we hear Red's voice first say something effective. I always loved showers. Like, something funny about. And then it's revealed to him like in a chair, cross-legged, with his gun sideways. Hello, Victor. Whatever it is.
It's his move.
It's a great move.
It works every time.
I want to do that move. I wish that move.
I swear to God, now every time I come home, I'm going to make sure that Joe Braswell is sitting in a chair, lying in wait.
Like, you really love those gummy bears, don't you, there, Red? Turn around.
I do love those gummy bears.
Joe Braswell? Hello, Julia. That's my Harbo gummy bears.
Oh God, I love him so much.
Funny story. No, I love that move. So he does that. He tells a little story, which is cool. A little anecdote about sort of what he's doing and why. And then he points a gun at him and says, "Now you're gonna do what I tell you to do." I think that's like the super gangsterous move because it's like, A, I got in your crib wherever you are. I can do that. I'm Red. B, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you're doing right now. I have all the information you need to know about you right now. B, that was A, then B, and then C, I can tell you, like, if you don't do what I tell you, if you don't do what I need you to do right now, I'm going to ruin your life. And he does that all in, like, one little cool, cute anecdotal
And it works
speech.
every time.
And it works every time.
Every time.
I love him. So there's that.
So he blackmails this Russian bureaucrat, ambassador, who's having the affair with the senator's wife.
Yes.
/ news anchor.
Yes.
So he is blackmailing him to give him real-time intel
Eyes and ears inside the
happening.
embassy. Yes.
Yes.
So that way, which is a cool move too.
Great move.
Eyes and ears inside the embassy, which we all need. So that's where he finds out that. So the guy comes back and tells Liz that you're being transferred to Moscow, and that's what it is. and either Moscow or your guys outside, which you don't like.
Where she panics,
but
because it's going to look like she's defecting,
right?
And that's exactly what the cabal would want, because then that gives it makes everything look true.
Right, exactly. But she does it anyway because she has no choice.
Well, what else are you gonna do?
And then, oh God bless, we forgot the wonderful. We forgot to talk about what happened with Red making the deal with Wrestler. How can we bury that in episode 1, where he calls her and he says, "I'm going to give you."
Oh,
why he gave him the troll farmer?
Yeah.
He gave the troll farmer. I want to promise from you that you'll give her a fair shake. That was your word. Your man, as a man of honor. What's your word? I thought that was very cool.
That was really cool.
And that was like sort of like, I'm going to get you. I'm out to get you. If I see you, I'm going to arrest you. But I'm going to give Lizzie a fair shake if I see her. So that was kind of cool.
It was a smart move too.
Yeah. So so there's that, and then
set him up to put a little bit of more doubt. In Wrestler's mind.
Yeah.
If Red was that desperate, if that was his only play.
Right. And also, like, I just feel like Wrestler 2, to a certain degree, it's like, at a certain point, I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I know Red's a super criminal and everything, but he's not a bad guy.
No.
He's not. I mean, I don't know. I wonder. I don't know.
He's delightful.
I mean, Wrestler, I get he's doing his job. Aram is clearly on Red's side. Aram's ready to join the Red and Lizzie. Aram reminds me of Simon Pegg's character in
Mission Impossible.
Totally. Benji. Yeah, he's like a Benji. Like, I don't want to get fired. Hold on, Ethan. Okay, the door's open. Get out of here. Like, that's
true.
totally
It's
Aram.
very true.
So I feel
Benji.
I know. I feel like he's Benji. So I feel like maybe by season 2 he'll be out of the office and doing missions with running around with Lizzie and Red. But that's a prediction. I think Aram will be somehow with them full time out of the office.
All right.
I like that. Like Benji. He'll be with a laptop running around like, hold on, Red. He loves them.
He does love them.
Anyway, so so Red finds out that the convoy, the order came from.
Okay, I wrote it down. Vladimir Vitzen.
Right.
Vitzen. So he was a high-level guy in the Federal Tariff Service that let Karakurt in. Karakurt.
Yes.
Karakurt.
Yes.
And he's an operative for the Cabal, obviously.
And not to mention, we said that reveal where Mr. Solomon's like, "Great, see you at the airport. We'll take care of him here." I'm like, he ain't Russian. I'm like, Mr. Solomon's not a Russian guy. This is gonna be bad. Yeah. So which led to that really kind of a cool scene where, I mean, not super believable, but really cool, where the car drives out and Wrestler just gets in front of the car.
Oh yeah, the standoff.
Like, I'm not letting this happen. Wrestler, it's a Russian, And
what are you gonna do, dude?
It's the other thing. I like that. I like the exposition for us, the dumb audience. It's like where they tell you like what the rules are in the embassy. Like, so let me get this straight. I can't go in there at all. Nope. It's just like international. It's like whatever she says. So I can't do anything. It'd be an act of war. Oh, damn it. It's like,
what about the car? Same thing. Act of war.
Thing.
Considered Russian soil.
So
Blast. But that standoff was kind of awesome.
It was
with his gun pointed at him.
Yeah, they pulled the gun out and everything, and so that didn't work. But I do like how Wrestler called him. I mean, Red called Wrestler and sort of convinced him, that you need to stop that convoy.
Yeah.
So he goes rogue and chases after her. Now, after that whole, I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
After my man Wrestler, who's clearly on edge. I mean, I know he's running the show. Clearly on edge, jumps in front of the KGB Russian embassy vehicle with Lizzie in there, and in full FBI mode, and then everybody's like, "Stop it, Wrestler!" And then he pulls his gun out, and like, "Wrestler, knock it off! You're gonna start a war." And he's like, "All right, I'll let you go." Then let's let him just jump in the SUV by himself, rip it after the vehicle.
He's the director.
No one chases him. No one goes with him.
Maybe he didn't order them to.
All right. So then that happened. He just he got the cool.
He's going rogue.
He got the cool intel from Red.
He can't bring other people with him for that.
He jumps in the vehicle, chases them down, runs them off the road, and runs them into a
pylon-y like thingy. Yeah.
And then and gets them out, and where he runs up on the vehicle to check on everyone, but Lizzie
first saves him.
Right. That's right.
She shoots the guy who was about to shoot Wrestler.
Right.
And then he goes to get Lizzie.
And she's gone.
But he doesn't even think to chase after her.
He's like, Lizzie.
She was just in a big car crash. She can't be running that fast.
She's not that fast. But it's fine.
Apparently.
She's gone. He's like, Lizzie. I love her.
I'll catch up with her later.
I'll find her later.
Just look for that hoodie.
So she's off. And
without a scratch on her, mind you. Not a scratch.
I thought that was a cool scene. That was sort of like what we've been used to with the Blacklist before.
Yeah,
in
that
terms
was
of
the
the Blacklist
Big Bang
action. Yeah, that was a very cool scene. So then this is where I got confused a little bit, because she goes to the burner phone and then enters in some coordinates, and this is where I just knew Tom Keene was going to be like, yes, Lizzie. I knew Tom Keene was going to answer that phone, but he didn't. He didn't. No, it was coordinates for where Red was, right? Yeah. So she goes and finds Red at the diner, where it's a safe place for him, and he's chilling, eating some pecan pie maybe, or whatever he's doing.
God, I really want pecan pie so badly. Let's go get pecan pie after this.
All right, let's do that. Pecan pie and martinis.
Okay.
No, so we saw all of that, and which was kind of cool, and bring it to one of my favorite Blacklist scenes in a long time, where the a-hole guy behind her was doing the thing and being kind of the abusive boyfriend. And
who's that actor? I know him. Maybe I just actually know him.
Yeah, you might know him.
I think I just know him.
Yeah, he's kind of
driving me crazy.
Yeah, so Red gets up and does a speech and puts the gun in his thing and says, I'll take you in the bathroom, wash your mouth out with soap, or I will cut your tongue out with a butter knife. I believed every word. I was like, too. Every now and then I'm watching the Blacklist, I'm like, Red's looking kind of fat, and Spader, is he really such a super spy? And I'm not afraid I'm terrified of that guy. I forgot.
Which is probably exactly what that a-hole was thinking too.
Yes.
Like, who is this old guy?
Yeah.
Shut the F up.
Yeah, maybe that was for us. Maybe that was for the audience.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Every
sir. Yes,
every
sir.
now and then, I feel like the audience, we as the audience need a reminder as to who Reddington is and what he's capable of.
Yeah.
I think he spends so much time like sort of being charming and being funny and with his like quips and everything else, that every now and then we're like, oh yeah, this guy's a bad guy.
I mean, we easily forget that we've seen him do some very heinous things.
Yes, and I think that's also a very cool part of this character. I think that's a very cool part of the character, the way it's written and the way Spader plays this character. I think I love that bit. So that was another moment where we're like, oh, this guy's a bad guy. And let's not forget that James Spader is for a large part of his career played the heel. He plays a heel and a villain almost better than anybody. Anyone.
Steph.
Yeah, Steph. God, how many times we gotta go back to Steph for crying out loud? He's gonna, all the way to my guy less than zero. I forget what his name was in there. He was super villain in there. And he's always a heel. So it's good to see him make that heel turn, which is kind of cool. Well, not a heel, he's just a badass turn, I should say. Anyway, so that happens. They do the hold off. What do you call it? The hold off. What do you call that when you do a hostage situation? Hold up / hostage.
Hostage situation.
Yeah. Very reminiscent of
Pulp Fiction.
No, I thought I just recently.
That's the first thing I thought was that.
I just recently rewatched that, and it's still good. Still good. I thought more Inside Man. Did you see that one? Inside Man, Clive Owen, Jodie Foster, directed by Spike Lee.
Oh yeah,
Inside Man.
Yeah. That's a great movie.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, good call.
That's what that reminded me of.
I still like the Pulp Fiction though.
Yeah, I did the little diner reference.
What do you know?
But I like the whole, sort of the robbery being I'm not going to spoil Inside Man for those of you who haven't seen it.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, but they remind me a lot of that, and that was kind of cool. And then there was that moment. It's a moment I don't quite understand, and maybe you can explain it to me, because every time I get to a moment that in Lizzie's character that I'm quite confused about, I go to you, the Lizzie expert. So, the guy goes for Lizzie's gun, and then Lizzie beats the crap out of him.
Yes.
Now, did she snap there? Was it like, I'm a badass? Was it like, what happened there?
I think she's under so much pressure. If you remember, we had that quick little scene when she first gets to the diner, like, get it together.
Right. That's right.
I think she's under so much pressure, and she's panicking, and she's terrified, and has no idea what her next move is, and she's so desperate that I think that was a snap.
Right.
It was someone to take out this aggression on, because obviously it wasn't just any old guy. It was that a-hole guy who was abusing his wife.
And I love the way they set that up for him to be like someone for that to happen. He was an a-hole from the beginning. We know he's an a-hole.
We don't feel that bad for him.
And he's going for the gun.
And so, doesn't make her look that bad.
Yeah.
So I think that was definitely on purpose that they gave him this character trope.
Sure. Your friend.
But then my friend, hey buddy,
your friend,
remember me? Who are you? But then when she hits the diner owner, pushes him back, and Red has to stop her because that guy is a good guy.
Yeah.
That guy's helping him out. Well, and then she sees the look of terror on everyone's face.
A legal operation under the diner, but
well, he's fine. He's not hurting anyone. just laundering some money.
Yes.
When she saw the reaction, I mean, she's an FBI agent. She's a do-gooder.
Yeah.
And now everyone's terrified of her, and she's a fugitive, and the brevity of this whole situation is just resting upon her shoulders.
Sure. Okay.
There you go.
There
that's
it is.
Me, being a Lizzie expert.
That's exactly how I read it too. It is.
I also like the sort of how the camera work in that they sort of made us think it was the little waitress.
Yeah, the waitress who
because we saw it from Tiffany last week.
Yeah.
So of course it's going to be the waitress this week.
A little misdirect, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they called in. Called in the hot tip. Called in the tip, which is great. And I do like wrestlers' competency though, or wrestlers' competency to sort of like be able to sleuth out what's happening, what's really happening, or be that chess game between him and Reddington. Like, wait a minute, check the phone. Wait a minute, check down here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, they're sending people north. Check the south perimeter. Like all that stuff is showing wrestlers' high competency in the situation, which I like because I feel like we haven't had a lot of that in seasons 1 and 2 in terms of competency from the FBI. But yeah,
FBI,
that's all good. Yes, FBI WTF, as Joe Flippo, the ghost of Joe Flippo would say.
And the yellow blouse would say.
The yellow blouse, the floating yellow blouse would say. Okay, so what's cool, so after we figure out that, we don't figure out, but this whole thing is that Red wanted him to come.
Yes, so he can make his demands. He got old Marvin Gerard, and why was Marvin Gerard there? What do you mean?
I mean,
why?
He got Marvin Gerard, and Marvin Gerard...
He was his lawyer. He wanted a lawyer because lawyers can find loopholes. That's what they do.
Right.
So he needed to bring Marvin Gerard there to show him the fulcrum.
Got it.
To find whatever loophole it is that maybe they found.
Right.
In order to exonerate Lizzie.
Okay, that's the bit that's the bit that I missed. I saw him looking at the thing, but I didn't know if they found the thing or
they didn't say yet.
Okay,
they just referred to it as some like slippery slope.
Oh, that's what it was.
You have to hit all the green lights in order for it to work.
That's
but it could work.
Bit. Like in a moment of I don't know whatness, I was like, are they talking about I thought they were talking about their escape route the whole time.
Gotcha.
So that completely missed me as they're talking about this. Like, could this do it? Maybe if I'm like hit all the red lights. I'm like, yeah, hit all the red lights to escape. Like that's what I thought. No. So I'm a dummy.
It's to exonerate.
All right, got it. So so there was a path, and so they did that. They went to the very cool elevator. It's the old storage room elevator trick.
Oh yeah,
which I like. And they went down to the operation and then got out of there and got to a secret location where they are chilling. It seems like it. Well,
first of all, I love the send-off before we get there, the send-off to Marvin with his little fiancée, Becky.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to send him to, what was it, Tahiti or something like that, where he could really work on this.
Right.
Because he said, we can't fight our way out of this one. We have to think our way out of this one.
Oh.
Which is sort of, I feel like, the theme around this season so far, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Rather than, like you've been saying, the big explosions and the big set pieces. Like, let's think our way out of this one.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of like putting him on retainer, giving him a nice little vacation with his little girl, where he can figure all this out for him.
Yeah, which is cool. So we'll definitely see more of Marvin Gerard solving things from Tahiti. I'm sure.
So the whole hostage thing was a jailbreak.
Yep.
Which I thought was really a cool thing that I did not see coming.
This ain't no bank robbery. That's my Denzel from my Inside Job, by the way. Since we're Inside Man, since we're doing this ain't no bank robbery. Anyway,
it's really good.
I don't know. I got
really good.
I got Harrison Ford. I got Denzel. I got them all, even though they're all terrible. They're all terrible.
They're all really bad. But at least you're trying.
So it was really a jailbreak, and they got out. So that was kind of cool. Really cool. Then we have another little moment, the Odysseus reference. It's been a lifetime, a decade at war, but his biggest battle was finding his way home, and he calls Lizzie his North Star, and that was sweet, right?
That was quite the cargo ship container. That was really elaborate. Like the red lighting, and the big nautical compass, and some fine brandy and some lead crystal decanters.
Reddington travels in style. First of all, no one knows he's not going to be in some run of the mill.
Holy shit! I did not see that coming.
Like his shit's going to be tight. And this is like back to Joe, Flippo would love that.
I'm sure.
I would love to hear Flippo's take on the shipping container. But
that was such a reveal.
Yeah. It's like, this is beautiful and into our house, and there's
very, very, very fine house.
Yes. So whatever, it's fine.
It's great.
And you would think that would be the end of everything until your boy shows up, right?
Which one? Tom?
Hoodie.
Oh, well, we also have Dembe too.
Oh, well, what happened with Dembe? I think I remember what happened with Dembe.
we see Solomon. Ripped Solomon, by the way. Thanks for taking his shirt off.
Hey.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Saying that the granddaughter has the antidote,
of course.
But now he has a sneaking feeling that he knows where Red is going, and he fills the sock with the billiard balls and starts beating him with it. Did you not see that?
No.
Did it cut out?
It cut out. My internet cut out.
Oh, no.
I missed that part.
Dembe!
Oh, no.
I really hope Dembe doesn't break.
Oh, no. Well, Dembe's going to break a couple of cue balls in a sock.
He's really going at him.
This guy's from the jungles. He's
wore some gloves, took his shirt off, was really wailing on him. Anyway, so that's what we see with Dembe. And then we see Cooper, who they tried to oust him, but instead they tried to push him out and just take early retirement and retain some of your pension. Instead, he decided to be, a little pencil pusher in a cubicle. But he's taking that time, even though it's beneath him and his skill set, he's taking that time to look up Ketakut.
Yep. He's doing some...
Because Ketakut is in the wind.
He's always a...
Ketakut is the one who did all this crap.
He's doing some good cop work. I mean, you don't get to be
help.
You don't get to be director of the FBI's elite task force by being a pencil pusher. So there he is.
And then there was Tom.
And then what happened? So
with
Tom,
his and her matching hoodies,
right?
Because they are the masters of disguise.
Sorry. Yes. I mean,
his and hers, nice gray hoodies.
There's nothing to elude the law than a gray hoodie, a good gray hoodie flip up.
I have one. My husband has one.
Hey, man.
I mean,
it's
it doesn't happen, by accident.
The gray hoodie, you can really evade some police.
You really can.
I'm not going to make any black hoodies jokes and black guys jokes because that's not appropriate.
That's
not.
But so
the gray hoodie.
We see Tom sneak up on our guy Wrestler.
Yeah.
Wrestler, of course, hears him coming because he has reflexes like a cat.
Yes.
Pulls out his gun, and all he says is, "We need to talk."
Yep.
Dun dun dun. Tom Keen's back.
What do you think they're going to talk about?
I don't know. Boating. Last time we saw Tom Keen, he was on his really fancy boat.
The love triangle continues. Now let's chat a little bit. So we have all that. So let's get into some broad predictions here for the season because I guess we should. Can we do predictions? Okay, let's do predictions.
We still have, okay.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV
it all happens.
predictions.
Yes.
It's a new studio.
All right, new studio.
Like bounces off those glittery glitters.
All right.
Rhinestones, real diamonds.
Yes.
I'm sure of it.
So predictions. So there's a lot going on here, but like I made my kind of fun prediction about Aram at some point joining those guys on the road, but my first prediction is obviously I think Cooper. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just talk through some.
Let's just talk it out. Because I don't really have a prediction. What else is new?
So where do we think this season's going?
I hate that I'm about to say this, but I was kind of bummed out to see Tom Keen. I was you again?
He's your dream boat.
I know. I love him.
Okay.
But I was like, we're doing this again?
Yeah.
See, that I feel like is sort of pulling us back into all the things in season 2 that frustrated me.
Tom Keen is hugely popular. Like,
I
you got to
know.
figure out a way to get this guy back in the mix.
I know.
Like, he's not going anywhere.
But is it going to be the same thing over and over of Lizzie don't trust Red, Lizzie don't trust Red? Is that what it's going to be?
Oh yeah, and what about for Lizzie? Is it gonna be the same thing of like, I don't trust you, Red. I don't trust you, Red. At what point? And I'll say this. I will say this every single day. At what point does Lizzie just say, Red, I trust you? And because I'm the last time I'm not gonna beat this to the ground, but like, come on, like Lizzie and Red, this whole device of I don't trust you, I don't know about you. This sort of like false tension between Lizzie and Red that seems to be an engine of the show. It just doesn't work. Just make them friends already.
It doesn't work, and I feel like they got rid of it in these first 2 episodes, and that's why I was disappointed to see Tom, because I feel like he's going to make that force a backstep.
They didn't get rid of it. They didn't get rid of it, because in the diner she's still going like, "This isn't going to work, Red. Like, what's going to happen?"
But now we had that really touching moment. Like she definitely had a shift, like an identity crisis.
Yeah.
And who knows who she is on the other side of that shift?
Right.
You know, she is part Katerina Rostova. She is Masha.
Yeah, she's
and
Masha.
that's coming out more and more.
You know it's gonna.
And now they're on this cargo ship, and he's revealing to her, like, excuse me, his like innermost secrets about wanting to be a ship captain. Never told anyone that before.
Right.
You're my North Star. You're my home.
She's like, yeah, but I don't trust you.
What would Tom say about that?
Yeah, I don't know, Red. I don't know. You crossed me one too many times. So, yeah, no, I really hope that this is something, because I just want to see them like together again, you know, not together for once, and working side by side, and really like, you know, doing what I think they could do together, which I think could be awesome. I'm just enough already, but I am looking forward to, you know, it's coming, the moment where this newly like badass Lizzie Keen super spy Masha version of Lizzie Keen meets up with the real badass super spy Tom, and then they like do it. They have some real super spy sex. Like
they already did have super spy sex.
Oh, they did that Friday.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. No, but she's not Masha yet. She's like not.
Oh, that was still Lizzie Keen.
Yeah, that's still Lizzie
That was
Keen.
still like Tom and Lizzie.
Yeah, like
old married
it's gonna
couple
be
sex.
like it's gonna be like in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, when they're like both realize, hey, we're both spies. Let's do it like spies do it.
Beat each other up and have sex.
I just think that scene's coming somehow. That's my prediction. No, I do think this is headed towards some. What I'm curious about wrestlers. To me, is a wild card. But I know that Cooper is going to be working with, inadvertently or directly working with Lizzie and Red to sort of clear, you know, sort of like cleared one of them, or, you know, get them both. Well, I can't clear Red. Red's a criminal, but like to clear Lizzie and be working on that side. I do think, you know, Aram is obviously going to be working with them. I still don't really know what Navabi's thing is in terms of, if she's going to still, maybe she could mess around and be like a cabal agent for all I know. She's like supposed to be unknown.
She is.
But
she seems to be the moral compass in this last
she
episode.
Is, yeah, she's the moral compass in this episode. But I wonder, like, what I'm confused about is, once they play through this whole Lizzie's a fugitive thing, and they clear her name, and maybe she is or isn't back in the FBI, or whatever happens, like, what is I'm just curious as to what the relationship is. Will Red have to the FBI? They seem to be sort of dismantling the task force, because Cooper's out now, and it's just it's just the three of them. It's just Aram, Navabi, and Wrestler. But at a certain point, the whole show was like, Red's on this side, the task force is here, there's an uneasy partnership, Red's helping the task force for Lizzie, and that's the show. Now, it's all the task force is chasing after Red and Lizzie, and that's kind of what's happening. Pretty soon, Lizzie's going to have to be exonerated at some point. That's got to happen, or maybe not. I mean, that happens. So then what happens? What do you think happens to Red? Is Red... like, what? I mean, how's this work?
Like, what happens to the list?
What happens to the list? Do we care anymore?
Like,
is Red still, like, you know, like, if he's helped Lizzie, like, I wonder how they're going to resolve that. I'm curious about that.
I don't know.
Because I really just want to see Red and Lizzie running around.
Me too.
Like,
all over the world.
Not solving crimes, but, you know, taking out bad guys with the help of Cooper, like, you know, and Aram, and Wrestler, too, for that matter. Or, like, you know, Tom Keen, Lizzie, and Red, as some super spy trio running around.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because there's too much dissension between Red and Tom.
Yeah, but they're going to have to work together somehow. They have to learn to play nice for Lizzie's sake.
For Lizzie's sake?
Yes.
Because everybody loves Lizzie.
That's right, including me. I would love to hear your ideas on the YouTube feed and all of you folks out there, because I'm curious as to where we think this whole thing is going. But a bit of business. We're going to definitely catch up here with the Blacklist. We are doing our shows right now on Mondays at 3. Mondays at 3, so we're going to be behind. But probably in about 2 weeks, we will be caught. I think we're going to try to catch up, and then we'll publish on Fridays or Thursday. So for the next couple of weeks, we'll be on Mondays. But then after that, so we'll get episode 3 on Monday, not Thursday. And then by the time episode 4 rolls around, we may or may not be caught up. But we're working on it. But this is just us trying to work out schedules and work out availability to be able to do the show, because we want to come back and be fully engaged and do it. Mm-hmm. So we're very happy to be back. And thank you, all of you, for all of your tweets and all of your emails. And
really warmed our hearts, guys. Thank you. You listened.
And everything here to AfterBuzz, as well as us personally, we appreciate it very much. Joe Flippo appreciates it so much that he decided not to show up. But he'll be back. Wait,
we didn't place our bets. How many episodes of 22 will he get? Well, I guess 21.
Let's see. Well, no.
Because we're only doing 21 because we did 2 and 1 right now.
That's right.
So we'll just count this as 1.
But how many Blacklist episodes, what I'm saying? Because there's 22 episodes of the Blacklist.
So we are counting this as 2.
Yeah, this is 2.
Okay. So, I predict that
how many Blacklist episodes will Joe Sanfilippo
show up for?
You write yours down.
What?
You're going to write it down.
I'm going to write it down. I'm going to say out of 22, he's going to make it. Oh, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him 12.
You're going double digits?
Yeah. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving him over half.
Okay. Well, I was going to go 9.
Okay.
But I think I'll go 10. I'm gonna go 9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see who comes closer.
Okay.
Because 10 makes me a winner still, in our bet.
Oh, we're going with Price is Right rules?
Yes.
Okay.
So with you and I, so I'm gonna go 9.
Okay, and I'm gonna say 12.
But once we drop down to single digits, you're already out.
That's true. I am.
So we'll see.
Smart move.
All right. Anything else? You
no,
got?
That's it. I'm in. I'm totally in.
I'm in
Season
too.
3 Blacklist is my favorite season so far.
Yeah, I'm so far so good. I'm really excited about it, and excited with what the possibilities are with this new format. All right. Well, that's all I got. You say 7. Oh. That's low.
That's a low ball. All right. You guys tell us your predictions of Joe Braswell shows.
Yes, Joe Braswell.
Or Joe Flippo shows. Okay. Sorry.
That's all we got. So I guess where can the kids find you, Julia?
Kids, you could find me on Twitter and on Instagram with my name, Julia Cearley, JuliaCearley. Follow me.
And I'm Joe Braswell. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at Joe K. Braswell on all 3 of those platforms and maybe more. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for coming back. And we're back. We're going to get this together. We're going to be like humming along by episode 4. We're going to be cracking. We'll be back to normal.
Boom.
We're getting our sea legs back, but we'll be back to normal by episode 4. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.